The first C in Bloxfruit is where most players get stuck or quit. It's slow, repetitive, and feels like there's nothing to do except grind the same NPCs over and over. But that's only because most people don't know what items to get. In this video, I'll show you the best items and abilities you can get in First C that will make grinding way easier and help you get through it fast. You don't need a lot, just the right setup, and you'll be flying through First C in no time. Let's get started. In Bloxfruit, one of the most important things for grinding is your fruit, especially in the First C. The right fruit can help you level up much faster, beat enemies more easily, and make grinding way less boring. There are a lot of fruits in the game, but in the First C, only a few fruits are actually good for grinding. Some fruits look powerful, like leopard or dragon, but they need over 300 mastery just to unlock their good abilities. And before that, they don't even have M1 attacks or useful moves, so they're not good at all for beginners. What you need instead are fruits that unlock fast, deal solid damage, and give you elemental immunity, which means enemies can't hurt you if you're a certain level above them, unless they have aura. Most First C NPCs don't have aura, so this makes grinding way safer. One of the best fruits for First C is light. It has long-range moves, fast cooldowns, and great area damage. The attacks are easy to use, and you don't need high mastery to unlock them. It also gives you elemental immunity, so once you're a few levels above an enemy, they can't hit you. Plus, light lets you fly, which makes traveling between islands super fast and saves a lot of time. Another really good option is ice. It's not flashy, but it's very effective. Ice has moves that can freeze enemies in place, which makes it really easy to farm NPCs without taking much damage. It also gives you elemental immunity and lets you walk over water, which is helpful for getting around early on. If you want a fruit that feels safe and easy, ice is a great pick. Flame is also a solid fruit for grinding. The moves are simple, do good damage, and they unlock pretty early. Flame's abilities cover a nice area, and they hit hard enough to farm groups of NPCs without much effort. It also gives you elemental immunity, just like light and ice. It's a very good fruit for beginners who want strong attacks without needing perfect aim. Then we have magma. This one is really strong when it comes to raw power. The moves are a bit slower, but they do heavy damage, especially in areas where NPCs are grouped close together. Magma also gives you elemental immunity, so you'll stay safe while grinding as long as your level is high enough. Just keep in mind, it doesn't let you walk on water in First C. That only works after awakening, which isn't available here. Now, let's talk about some hidden gems. These are fruits that a lot of players ignore, but they're actually really good for beginners in First C. First is the smoke fruit. This is the cheapest elemental fruit in the game, and it's surprisingly strong. It only needs around 50 mastery to unlock the moves, and they do decent damage. The F ability lets you fly over enemies while dropping smoke bombs that deal low to mid damage, but the best part is, you can hold it for as long as you want. That makes it really good for grinding big groups of NPCs. Smoke also gives you elemental immunity, which makes it even more useful for early players. You might think it can't get better, but it does. There's another fruit that's super cheap, usually always in stock, and perfect for starting out. That's the blade fruit, which was previously called chop. It only costs 30,000 belly and is often sitting in the shop. After its rework, blade is now one of the best beginner fruits in the game. It has fast M1s, all the moves unlock with low mastery, and the skills are simple but useful. But what really makes blade special is its unique type of immunity. It doesn't give elemental immunity like smoke or flame. Instead, it makes you completely immune to any NPC or player using a sword, as long as you're a certain level higher than them. And this works even if they have aura. So if you're grinding in areas with sword NPCs, you can walk right through them without taking damage. For such a cheap and easy-to-find fruit, Blade can carry you through a big part of the First C until you find something even better, like light or ice. Now, of course, these fruits are great. But how do you actually get them in First C? Sadly, the options are limited. The main way is using the Bloxfruit gacha. You can roll a fruit every 2 hours using belly, and you'll get a random one each time. Sometimes you'll be lucky and get something great like light, ice, or flame. Other times, you might get something like spin or bomb. It's all about luck, but it's a free and simple way to try your chances. The second method is using the Bloxfruit dealer, also known as checking the fruit stock. Every 4 hours, the stock refreshes, and you can see which fruits are available. Fruits like Blade, Smoke, and Flame often show up for cheap prices. If you keep checking regularly, you can grab one of these strong fruits without much grinding. Other methods like trading or finding fruits on the ground don't work well in First C. Trading is only available later in Second C, and fruit spawning on trees is way too random and slow to depend on. So for now, your best bet is rolling with belly or watching the stock closely. Once you get the right fruit, even a cheap one like Smoke or Blade, your whole grinding experience becomes easier, faster, and way less frustrating. In Bloxfruits, after you've got a good fruit, the next thing you should focus on is your fighting style. Most new players just stick with combat, which is the default style when you start the game. But combat is really weak. It only has 2 moves. Both of them do bad damage, and it makes grinding feel slow. To speed things up, you should switch to a better style as soon as you can. One of the best choices early on is Dark Step. You can get it in Pirate Village for 150,000 belly, and it's a great upgrade from combat. It's cheap, quick to unlock the full moves, and helps a lot with grinding NPCs in the First C. If you have a bit more money, you can get Electro in Skylands for 500,000 belly. It's fast, smooth, and works well for farming in different locations. A lot of players prefer it because it's simple and gets the job done without needing anything extra. There's also Water Kung Fu, which costs 750,000 belly and can be found at the Underwater City. It's a solid choice too. It's a little more expensive than the others, but a great option once you've saved up enough. Now, if you're one of the lucky players who gets the Buddha fruit in First C, things are a bit different. With Buddha, your melee damage becomes super important. In that case, you should start with Dark Step, and then once you've saved enough, switch to Water Kung Fu. This combo works really well and makes grinding even easier. So to sum it up, stop using combat as soon as possible. It's weak and slows you down. Go for Dark Step first, then upgrade to Electro or Water Kung Fu, depending on your money and playstyle. And if you get Buddha early, follow the same path but focus more on saving up for Water Kung Fu. Now, let's talk about swords in the First C. For most players, swords aren't really needed, especially if you already have a good elemental fruit and a solid fighting style. But that doesn't mean they're useless. If you don't want to use fighting styles or you just prefer sword combat, then yes, swords can be a decent option. Here's how. If you're using a fruit that gives elemental immunity, you can walk right up to NPCs without taking damage, as long as you're a certain level higher than them. That gives you the perfect chance to use your sword M1s to finish enemies quickly without using energy or relying on fruit moves. Now, if you do want to go the sword route, there are a couple of good swords you can aim for in the First C. One of the best is the Saber, which you unlock by doing a quest in the jungle after reaching level 200. It's a strong sword with good speed and damage, and can stay useful even into Second C. Another sword worth mentioning is Bicento. You can buy it from the shop for 1 million belly, so it's not cheap. But if you're focused on sword combat and have the money, it's a powerful option with great range. That said, if you're already using something like light, ice, or flame, and you've got a fighting style like Dark Step or Water Kung Fu, then you don't really need a sword. But it's always good to have options. And if sword combat fits your style better, it's fine to go that way. But personally, I would still choose fighting styles over swords. They're more consistent, work better with elemental fruits, and overall make grinding smoother in the First C. Even after their rework, guns are still not worth using for grinding. They've been updated and improved a bit, but they just don't offer anything that makes them better than fruits or fighting styles, especially for early game players. In the First C, your goal is to level up fast and grind efficiently. Guns require you to invest mastery and time, but they don't give you the same value or speed as a solid fruit or fighting style would. Unless you're doing a challenge or just using them for fun, You can safely ignore guns while playing through the first C. Fruits and fighting styles are simply better options in every way for progressing early in the game. Now, let's talk about accessories. And in the first C, there are only a few that are actually worth getting. The best one overall is the Black Cape. You can buy it at the Marine Fortress for just 50,000 belly, and it gives you extra health, energy, and a damage boost. It's a great all-rounder and works well no matter what you're using, fruit, sword, or fighting style. If you can only get one accessory in first C, this is the one to go for. Another good option is the coat, also known as the Marine Cape. You get it by defeating Vice Admiral at the Marine Fortress. It gives you more energy and boosts your fighting style damage, so it's perfect if you're focusing on melee and using styles like Dark Step or Water Kung Fu. Then there's the pink coat, which drops from the Swan boss in the Kingdom of Rose. This one gives you a boost to health, so it's good if you want to be a bit tankier during grinding or boss fights. It doesn't boost damage, but the extra health can still help if you're getting hit a lot. So overall, Black Cape is the best choice for most players, coat is good if you use fighting styles, and pink coat is helpful for more health. You don't need to chase every accessory in first C, but grabbing at least one of these will make your grind a lot smoother. Now let's go over some extra abilities, which are also important for making your grind easier. There are only a few abilities you can get in the first C, and all of them are found on Frozen Village. These include Aura, Air Jump, and Flash Step. Aura lets you attack elemental fruit users, and it also increases your damage and defense as you level it up. Air Jump gives you more mobility by letting you jump multiple times in the air, and Flash Step allows you to dash forward quickly, which is useful for dodging or getting around faster during fights. There's also Instinct, which is more of a late early game ability. You unlock it after completing the Saber puzzle, and you need to be at least level 300 to get it. It's best to buy it when you're around level 500 or higher, once you've made progress and have some extra money. Instinct helps you dodge enemy attacks and gives you an advantage in tougher fights. You don't need it early on, but it's a great ability to pick up once you're ready. Before ending the video, here are 3 simple builds you can try in first C that work really well together. First is Water Kung Fu and Light. These are good because they give you range, and Light is really fast, so grinding and traveling becomes easy. Water Kung Fu also has mobility moves, which helps you move around while attacking. Next is Dark Step with Flame or Magma. Dark Step's V move puts flames on your legs, which increases your damage and applies burn. Flame and Magma also burn enemies, so this combo does a lot of burn damage over time. And last is Electro with Ice. Both of them can stun enemies, which makes grinding safer and easier. They also have nice damage, and the stuns help you land more hits without getting hit back. These combos are simple and strong, and they help a lot when grinding in first C. That's everything you need to know about the best items to get in the first C. With the right fruit, fighting style, and a few good upgrades, grinding becomes way faster and less frustrating. A lot of players quit in first C because it feels slow, but if you follow what I showed in this video, you'll get through it without much trouble. If this helped you, make sure to leave a like and let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching, and good luck grinding your way out of the first C.